You're eating clean, you're moving your body, you're doing everything right, and the belly weight still won't budge. As a nurse who's lived with autoimmune disease for over 20 years, I'm going to show you why cortisol is really what's holding onto that weight. The immune connection, most no one explains. And the first thing that you can do tonight to start turning it around, because this is exactly where too many of us get told to just eat less and try harder. If you're in my audience, you already know this feeling. You've cut the sugar, you've cut the carbs. Maybe you've done the fasting and the extra workouts, and your body holds on to that midsection like it's protecting something. Then you go to the doctor and you get told everything just looks fine. Your labs are normal. And yet your body does not feel fine. That mismatch matters. And I really want you to hear me on this. That belly weight isn't a willpower problem, and it's not you failing. Your body is not being difficult. It might be responding to a signal that's running underneath everything else. And that signal is cortisol. So let's get curious about it. Because once you see what cortisol is actually doing, the whole thing starts to make sense. So let's start with what cortisol even is in just plain words. Your cortisol is your main stress hormone. It's not the bad guy. You need it to wake up in the morning, to handle a hard day, to get through a real crisis. The problem is when it stays high day after day, year after year, because that cortisol has one main job in a stressful moment, and that's to flood your blood with quick fuel. It raises your blood sugar so you've got energy to run from that threat. And then insulin shows up to deal with all that sugar. And insulin is your fat storage hormone. So when cortisol stays high, you're living in a slow drip of high blood sugar and high insulin. And your body keeps getting the same message over and over: store fat. And where does it store it? Right around your middle. Belly fat actually has more cortisol receptors than fat anywhere else on your body. That's why stress weight goes there first. So, when you're stressed, underslept, and running on empty, your body isn't being stubborn. It's doing actually what cortisol told it to do. But here's the part that most women miss, and it's the part that hit home for me personally. Cortisol doesn't just store fat, it talks directly to your immune system. In short bursts, cortisol actually calms inflammation down. That's why doctors give steroids, which are basically synthetic cortisol, to bring swelling down fast. But when cortisol is high all the time, your immune system stops listening to it. The signal gets so loud and so constant that your cells turn the volume down. And when your immune system stops responding to cortisol the right way, it starts to misfire. For those of us with autoimmune disease, that's the whole ball game. Your immune system is already confused. Chronic high cortisol pours fuel on that fire. So now you've got inflammation, immune dysregulation, and a body stuck in survival mode, all feeding on each other. And a body in survival mode does not let go of fat, it holds on. It thinks you're in danger. This is the part that I lived for years and did not understand. I was wired but tired. My body couldn't go to sleep at night, even though I was exhausted all day long. I was puffy, I was inflamed, and I could see it in my own face. And I kept thinking I just needed more discipline. I didn't. My nervous system was stuck in the on position, and my body was protecting me from a threat that was really just my own stress, running quietly in the background for over 20 years. And this is exactly why the usual weight loss advice can leave women with autoimmune disease or symptoms feeling even worse. Here's where so many of us get stuck. When the belly weight won't move, what do? We push harder, we eat less, add more cardio, do the intense hour-long workouts and the long fasts. And for a body that's already running high cortisol, that's like throwing gas on the fire. Hard cardio spikes your cortisol. Eating too little spikes cortisol. Pushing through exhaustion spikes cortisol. So you're working harder and harder, and your body is reading every bit of it as another threat. It clamps down even tighter. I know this one from the inside. I grew up as an athlete. I never had a weight problem in my entire life until I had my third child. And then suddenly nothing worked. So I did what we're all taught to do. I restricted food. I'd lose a little bit, then I'd gain it all back with friends. And I was so frustrated because I was doing everything by the book, or so I thought, and my body was going in the opposite direction. What I didn't know back then was that the restricting itself was keeping my stress hormones high. I was fighting my own body instead of working with it. So if pushing harder isn't the answer, what is? This is where it actually starts to turn around. The shift is simple. You stop trying to force the weight off and you start lowering the cortisol that's holding it on. You think in patterns, not one magic bullet. And the very first place to start is your nervous system, because that's what's driving the whole thing. Here's a few things that actually move the needle for me. The first one is the one I'd start with tonight. Get your blood sugar steady, especially in the morning. When you skip breakfast, just grab coffee, your cortisol spikes to keep your blood sugar up. So, eat a real breakfast with protein and some fat within an hour of waking. It tells your body that the danger is over. The second one is to trade some of that hard cardio for a gentle strength work. Things like walking, lifting weights, or a little bit of stretching. Strength training builds the muscle that helps your body handle the blood sugar without the cortisol spike that comes from grinding yourself into the ground. And third is to protect your sleep like it's medicine, because most of your cortisol repair happens overnight. A dark room and no screens for the last hour before bed, TV, phone, you name it. You're building a landing strip for sleep so your body can finally power down. None of these are dramatic, and that's the point. They're small, steady signals that tell your body it's safe. Because a body that feels safe will finally let go. And I know this works because it's what finally worked for me. It wasn't until that I stopped fighting my body and started working with it that things changed. That clicked when I went through a functional medicine program and learned to use food as medicine and calm my nervous system down. I lost 95 pounds and I've kept it off for almost a year and a half. Not by pushing harder, but by finally giving my body what it had been asking for. I actually put this simple version of all of this into a free guide for you, my autoimmune relief and energy workbook. It walks you through the first steps to calm your nervous system and support your body in plain language. No overwhelm. If you would like it, the link's in the description below and it's free to you. Now, before we wrap up, I want to call out the biggest mistake that I see. The biggest mistake is hearing all of this and then reaching for one thing, one supplement, one workout, one quick fix that promises to melt the belly fat overnight. And I get it. I get the appeal, believe me. But cortisol and belly fat and your immune system are a pattern, not a single broken part. You don't fix a pattern with one magic bullet. You fix it by sending your body a steady stream of safety signals day after day until it trusts you enough to let go. When you put it all together, it's actually hopeful. The belly weight that wouldn't move was never about willpower. It's about your body holding on because it didn't feel safe. Cortisol kept your blood sugar high, kept the fat locked in, and kept your immune system on edge. So when you lower that stress signal, steady your blood sugar, move gently, and sleep deeply, you're not just losing weight. You're calming the same fire that's been driving your autoimmune symptoms all along. It all works together. One important thing before you go, this is meant to help you understand your body, not to replace your own care. If you've got rapid weight changes you can't explain, severe fatigue, a racing heart, or anything that just feels truly off, please get checked out by a provider who will really listen. And if you're managing autoimmune disease or thyroid issue, work with someone who can look at the whole picture with you. Get curious and get support. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below, where does your body hold on to stress first? Your belly, your sleep, or somewhere else? I read every one of these, and they really help me to know what you need next. If this video helped something click in place for you, go ahead and give it a like so it reaches another woman who needs it. Hit subscribe if you'd like more root cause answers like this one, and share it with someone who's been told her labs are normal but knows her body still doesn't feel right. She really needs to hear this too. And remember, your body isn't broken, it's burdened. And when you understand those burdens, you can finally begin supporting your body in the way it's needed all along. Please take care of yourself because you deserve to feel better. And remember, we're all in this together. I'll see you in the next one.